The best ways to do that are to get good samples of the person's work behaviors. Um, that can be done in different ways. I mean, obviously you can bring them in and give them a tryout on a job. You can assess how they do. It's very time consuming and costly. But what you want to do is approximate those work samples with your assessments, and the best way to do that is through reference checking, behavior-based reference checking tool in which you ask people who know the candidate well the extent to which they've engaged in critical behaviors and the effectiveness of which they've engaged in those behaviors. Well, check reference is much different. It takes a different approach to reference checking. It's based on observed behaviors that are relevant to the job, and you're getting at the reference provider's assessment of the extent to which they've successfully engaged in those behaviors. It's much different than calling and verifying employment or how long individuals have worked in a situation, or the very global general assessments that are often done. This is very specific and behavior-based. It also gathers ratings from multiple sources that are combined into an aggregate, which is much more reliable. A benchmark refers to the standards that are required for successful performance on a job. This entails identifying the critical knowledge, skills, and abilities that are needed to do the job successfully, and matching those critical knowledge, skills, and abilities to the assessment competencies on the instrument. It basically involves saying what competencies are needed and what levels of the competencies are needed to do the job successfully. Well, the two tools, a self-assessment and a reference checking assessment, will give you different pieces of information about a candidate's qualifications for a position. The self-assessment is giving you the individual's assessment of their personality, characteristics, and traits and competencies as they see it and how it fits to the job. The reference provider is giving you information about what the candidate has done in the past and the extent to which they've been successful in similar situations in the past. So you can think about it in terms of incremental prediction. The candidate is telling you what their traits and characteristics are, which then can be assessed as relevant to the job. And the reference provider is then giving you indication of the extent to which they have actually engaged in relevant behaviors and how successful they've been. So they are complementary